everybody! Today I wanted to celebrate with you my 2 years zero waste anniversary. I've started my zero waste transition 2 years ago from now. Just the fact that it's been 2 years, it just blows my mind. And in mind, Maddie, and in mind! It is, Susan, it is. And it's been wonderful, it's been great, it's been good. And I wanted to share with you my journey, how I did it, so you can see how people do it, and maybe if you could do it that way or another way, if you find other ways useful. So I'm going to share my experience so you can just see. So how did I start it? I made a video about why I wanted to go zero waste and how I discovered that, so you can find it here in the little eye. And I started in my bathroom because that was what made me the angrier. I didn't see the point in plastic toothbrush and having 4 plastic toothbrush dumped every year of my life, so you do the math, but that's a lot of plastic toothbrush which aren't recyclable, and also just throwing out the window this little disposable cotton remover thing for your makeup. I was like, just no, I'm spending my money on things I'm gonna put in the bin. So it started in my bathroom, basically, because I was angry at my bathroom stuff. And so I did it step by step. So basically, once the step was successful, once I switched my toothbrush successfully, I moved on to another step. Yeah, so I could see change and I could feel successful and powerful and just doing it, you know. With bathroom stuff, I made more research than for food, because I was quite, well, I know science about food, I don't know science about disposable and reusable bathroom equipment. I did more research about bathroom stuff than other zero waste stuff, but it's alright, because once you do the research, you're done. You're really chinning after that. So I found that shampoo bars were the most complex, but then plastic bottled shampoo are too complex, so it's more about shampoos than their formats. And also I was really scared about reusable tissues. I was like, oh my god. And on top of that, I just started an internship. It was my first internship, so I was like, oh my god, people are gonna judge the hell out of me. But they didn't, and they were quite excited about the switch, actually, so that was nice. And so tissues were just like a dream, really more scary than in reality. To be more brave, I did treat myself to pretty tissues that I bought. They are organic cottons ones, made in France in a local shop, and so I did treat myself to brand new but organic cotton tissues to just motivate me and be like, yeah, pretty tissues, show them off. And then the last switch I made, it took me a good year, so don't worry if it takes time for you too. It is reusable period project. It took me a year because I wasn't too sure about bleeding in some fabric, basically. I was like, oh my god, I'm just out of puberty, and I was a bit traumatized by accidents in school. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that again. So I was a bit scared, but that was really, like, truly just the best switch of my life, because I discovered I was allergic to disposable conventional products and I didn't know. So now I know, and just, yeah, I made a whole video about that, again, linked in there, about reusable period projects for my people who are bleeding each month. Just the best switch, and I'm not going back. It's been 1 full year I've been having zero waste period, and I'm just, every time I had a chance to, just the situation was a bit tricky and it would have been more simple to use disposable. I was like, no, I'm not gonna use disposable. I'm not gonna feel the pain again. Please do not throw away all of your disposable stuff if you have loads at home, or you can donate them to charities or just use them as you would have normally do, and then find eco-friendly swaps. Then on to kitchen. A little context here is that we cook in our family quite Some may say quite a lot. I would just say we cook. My mom makes bread and viennoise. We are in France. And we already made our own yogurt and pizzas, because pizzas are so delicious when they're fresh, and blinis and hummus. We already did that, so it was quite an easy transition, but still a bit hard, because food is hard, because changing something you're doing 3 or 4 times a day, each day of like every week, it's quite a process. And I was in the process of being vegan as well, so it was a bit like, ugh. And food is so emotional. I tried to do it in a peaceful and chilled and quiet manner, but you know me, I was like, stressing around. Then I'm trying not to, and please do not. What I did is I made lists. So I was like, what is my most wasteful meal? And so I started by breakfast, because I used to buy muesli. Doing your own muesli is like really easy. And I was already making quite a lot of cakes and cookies for my afternoon snack. If you don't know, in France we are big about our afternoon snack that we call goûter. I don't know why it's called goûter actually, but it's just like the middle afternoon snack we have at around 4 or 5. First of all, I simplify my needs, because when you want this and that and that and this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this, you're like, okay, alright, I'm gonna make 1 cake for 2 or 3 days, and I'm gonna have 1 sweet thing, and just trying to just slow the whole thing down so you can manage a little bit more. And I discovered then the magic of produce bags and bulk bins, because I knew bulk bins, but I used the little paper bags they give you, and I wasn't aware of a produce bag because they were quite new in France. I made my own before shops were selling in the bulk shops produce bag, like fabric produce bag. So I discovered that, and now I can't stop sewing produce bag, because I found that they are just the best creation we've ever made. Since we eat so often, it can be very overwhelming. And so when I slept, I was like, it's okay, it's alright, forgive yourself and move on to other things. Also, I made a list at the beginning of waste I avoided. So when I took my water bottle with me, I would say I avoided 2 little plastic bottles. Also, for food, I realized that in the same way you're simplifying your needs, you also learn your habits and what you often need. So for example, I don't drink coffee or tea, so I don't need travel mug, but I do buy a lot of stuff in the bakery. So I do have a little produce bag which is more thick than others, so I can put like a croissant, well, mostly pain au chocolat, and other kind of breads we have, because that's what I love to eat. Speaking of bakery, I love bakeries and cheese makers, and well, I'm nearly vegan now, so I don't go to the butcher or like the fish seller. But I love to go to like farmers market or like little shops, local makers, and to see what cheese they have. Well, cheese is not vegan, but sometimes I treat myself to cheese, okay? And fruit and veg, and just talk with people, and real people and not busy people in supermarkets. And so yeah, I really like to just change my habits and change in more human shops than supermarkets. And it's really nice to see actual humans. Connecting me to the product I'm using, because I'm using more whole food than before, and to the people who grow it, and where did it grow, and so yeah. So it's nice to feel reconnected. And so for fashion, I stopped buying fast fashion, because I don't want to vote with my money, to pay with my money the horrendous working condition humans are living, and just all the pollution and waste and just like, yeah, awful things. So I think I did not buy fast fashion for like a year or 2. well, maybe probably 18 months. I'm mostly using what I have because I have so much stuff. I have so much stuff. And I decluttered because some of this stuff wasn't really what I really liked. I realized that some of it was what my mom would like me to wear or what I thought my sister would like, and so I wanted to look like my sister. Decluttering allowed me to realize what is the wrong mindset to buy clothes with. And so now I'm trying to buy only 100% natural fabric, so cotton or linen or silk or wool. And I'm trying to buy it mostly secondhand. If I can't find it secondhand, then I will buy it brand new, but I try to really focus on secondhand because we have purchased already so much clothes on Pinterest and we can probably survive with not creating anything new for the last 300 years. For books now. I'm not a huge book lover, so that wasn't too tricky for me, but I tried to go to my library. Every time I want like lots of stuff, I go to my library and I just borrow loads of books, and I feel like I feel as good as I did a huge shopping trip. And so yeah, I go to my library and then I try to buy only one new per month because otherwise you'll end up with so many books. I'm trying also to buy secondhand ones because we have some booksellers that sell new but secondhand books, so that's good, but sometimes you want books, well, especially with my English books, I can't do that. In France it's quite hard to find secondhand English books, so I buy them new. Where I'm at now! So my bathroom is mostly zero waste, my kitchen is kind of alright, I think like I'm over 50% zero waste. I've not dived into the cleaning things because I do the dishes and but I don't clean the window and I don't clean the bathroom. I don't have a trash jar, but I really want to, just to try and see what kind of waste I do still. I think it's really nice and intriguing to just scan your waste and see what's left. Am I happy? Yes, I am, because I buy less, then I'm feeling more light in my head. I'm not like bombarded by marketing and I'm feeling it's freeing. It's a freeing process. It's just more peaceful now that I'm zero waste, because obviously sometimes you're like, oh, what am I gonna do? I just want crisps. But for all the stuff, it makes you more creative, it makes you more independent and powerful, and you feel like you're doing something. It's so good to feel like you're not just a zombie and you're just going where people want you to go, and you're finally just taking your power back, and even if it's just a little bit, it feels like you're able to do stuff. So this is my zero waste experience from the past 2 years. I'm so happy I did that, and I just want to share with the whole world this thing. If you want to do it, then I've got a few videos on my channel which are talking about that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like this video, follow me on Instagram. I've got an Instagram where I post loads of stuff and tips and tricks. And I will see you soon. Bye!